Uh, all right. A very warm good afternoon to all. I hope you all have been waiting for me. And as we are moving towards the world of digitalization, we face many technical glitches and errors, and I apologize for the same. But today I'm happy and contented that today I've got an opportunity that I belong to the field of advocacy, the field of litigation, and a beautiful field of law where every day we come across many judgments, many cases, which gives us an insight that we, as a lawyer, have chosen the right thing for us. The beauty of cases proves us and makes us realize that yes, we belong to a field of beautiful interpretations and judgments. So I am Arushi Chaudhary, a senior legal researcher. An Ambition Law Institute has today got an opportunity that I'll be sharing my views on career aspects in law. It is a very common question among the law students when they join the LLB, when they enter into the course of LLB, that what career aspects they can choose once they enter into law. But it is something very amazing that in such a diversified field, what option to choose? If there are only 3 to 4 options, then one can select any option and go further. But in a field of law, there are diversified options you can select after getting graduated. So, in my view, law is not confined only to the legal field, but to all the fields who exist in this world, be it journalism, be it teaching, research and development. So every aspect deals with the law. Even in journalism, if we see that there are so many places that they have to deal with the cases, the recent developments in cases, and there they need the people from law background. Even in Supreme Court, there is a requirement of law researchers, legal researchers, and for that they also invite post for the legal researchers. So there are various options once you dive into the field of law. And that is the only beauty which even attracted me also to get into this field. When we talk of career aspects in law, the first and foremost thing we should think of is what is the importance of a law degree? Why we should get a law degree? How is it different from the other courses? What is the speciality in it? Have you ever think about it? When I myself enrolled in this course years back, I was thinking on the first day of joining in LLB course that why I have joined this course. And there I received the answer from my inside that because I wanted to do something different, I wanted to know the laws which governs the society. I wanted to know that from where all the authorities which run our institutions, be it governmental, be it private, from where do they derive their powers? And that is how I analyzed myself that why I was interested in joining law and what all made me to join law. And I'm sure that all those who are watching me are somewhere interested in law, they have a keen interest. So, as the topic for today's webinar is the importance of law, the career aspects in law, want to say that law is a diversified field and it has gone many changes over the years. As we say that law can never be stagnant, it changes from time to time. Nowadays, law professionals are not just a part of courts that you wear the black coat and move to the court. No. Law is not confined to the black coat and courts only. Today, it has changed its shape. Law has entered into every field it could and it can. Law graduates are now playing an active role in the corporate sectors, companies, firms, journalism. So, everywhere the lawyers are stepping in. And that is how they are intensifying its beauty. There are IT firms, administrative services, law agencies. So there are various corporate houses which are inviting the law graduates to work with them. So after completing the law, the first and the foremost option which comes for a law graduate is the litigation. Nowadays, when there are so many diversified options, as I just said, that in legal companies, in firms, highly paid PSUs, somewhere the litigation has lost its charm. And what is the main reason behind losing its charm? Why the litigation has lost its charm? What is the reason behind it? Somewhere in past days, Justice N.V. Ramanna, the Chief Justice of India, he also in his article quoted that nowadays the young professionals, the young lawyers are not much interested in doing or practicing litigation. The reason behind, they are not supported by the senior lawyers. They are not taught much so that they get interest in the part of litigation. So there are various factors due to which the young professional, the young lawyers do not want to enter into litigation. But let me tell you that litigation is one of the finest practice of a law profession. In litigation, you come across various challenges every day. Every day you come up with a different challenge that how to win this case, what are the loopholes, what are the key points, how I have to address this issue in the court of law. So it's a beauty in itself that if you practice the litigation, it has its own beauty. So practicing litigation is the first and foremost option after completing law. Once you are graduated, you can do the internship with some good firm, good lawyers. There are placements which held in the colleges. So there you can start doing your internship and learn the art of litigation, the art of cross examinations. Secondly, the second option which I feel is the corporate field. The young professional, the young lawyers who are good in corporate law, company law, the IT sector, in all the fields, they can do well and good. If you are interested in company law, banking laws, trading sectors, intellectual property rights, then you can definitely move to the corporate sector. The corporate counselor. There are many companies who give opportunities for the law graduates who, after completing their law, can move to these sectors. And let me tell you that this is one of the most attractive fields for the law professionals. It is considered as the most popular branch of law in India. So, working as a full time counselor in a corporate field, even one can open a law firm also. After completing your LLB, if you are masters in the business administration, then you have a good scope to move ahead. You can be there a legal advisor, legal welfare officer, corporate law practitioner. So there are many areas in which you can dive in. Now, the most emerging sector which I feel in today's era, as we are moving towards the era of digitalization, I can say that cyber law is creating its own space in the law field. Every day, we get to see the developments which are required in the cyber law, cyberspace, as most of the crimes in today's time is happening in cyberspace. All the fraudulent transactions you can see are happening digitally only. And for that, the cyberspace is an emerging area. And if a law graduate, if a person who is a law graduate moves to the world of cyberspace and gets its specialization in cyber laws, then let me tell you that it's a vast area to explore in. It's a vast area to explore in. A cyber law expert needs to deal with the intellectual property, data protection, privacy, cyber crimes, electronic and digital signatures. All these comes under the space of cyber law. It mainly deals with computers, networks and mobiles. You can opt for any certification course after the completion of law to get your master degree in cyber law. You can work as a cyber assistant, legal advisor, or even as a cyber lawyer. So there are many multinational companies, corporate business, government firms, public departments, law enforcement agencies. There are many PSUs like BHAL, ONGC, and even various other sectors who are working in the field of law are interested in hiring the lawyers who have the good intelligence in the field of cyber law. And the salary of a cyber law expert varies according to the job profile and locations. Now comes the company secretary. Now, company secretary is the another area where a person can move in after completing its graduation. After all, the job profile and the package is a very lucrative part. However, the combination of LLB and CS, that is company secretary, is admired a lot. In the corporate world, so one can move to the company secretary area domain also. Now, the two main areas I feel and personally attracted to after completing the law graduation is the civil services and judicial services examination. So once you complete your LLB degree, you can start preparing for the civil services examination, CSE, which is conducted by the Union Public Service Commission. As you belong to the field of law, you can select your law optional in the civil services examination and get it into the administrative services. Or you can select any of your interested area, be it IPS, IFS, IRS. It basically is given to you as per your rank. So civil services examination is the most attractable area once you complete your law. The only thing you need to do after completing your law is to start preparing for the general studies, which is the highly intense part of a civil services examination. that you have to complete the course of general studies, which includes the history, polity, economics, geography, environmental, science, and technology. Nothing is left in the civil service examination, and in the optional, you can select the law subject as you belong to the field of law. And the procedure goes the same like it is in judicial service examination. It is preliminary, mains, and then interview. All the three stages you can find really difficult, but this difficulty is due to competition, emerging competition only. The number of seats and the students who appear in the examination, the proportion and ratio of both is different. There are only the number of seats are only in 100, like 800, 900, but the students who appear are in lakhs. But there is nothing to worry about that. Once you start preparing, you yourself get enthusiastic that yes, you yourself get encouraged that you have to start the preparation which you have thought of, be it civil services examination or be it judicial services examination. Now the process of judicial services examination is totally different from the civil services examination. The approach, the technique of both are different. In judicial services examination, the syllabus of judiciary differs from state to state as the exam is conducted by the high courts and the concerned state commissions. So once you are preparing for the judicial service examination, from the very first day of the law, or even when you thought of becoming a judge, you must have this in mind that you have to thorough the bare acts, you have to thorough with the recent judgments, the landmark judgments, which are the most crucial part of examination. If a lawyer is not well versed with the bare acts, what is written in bare acts, what are the recent cases, what are the recent developments, what are the landmark judgments. If we move to the Constitution of India, then there are various landmark judgments which attract our vision, be it Menka Gandhi, be it Keshwanand Bharti versus State of Kerala, be it A.K. Gopalan, be it Permanent Katara, any of the case. So the landmark judgments are must for the law graduates to read and go through. The law which is written in the statute clearly explains us that what is the intention of the legislature of bringing that act, of bringing that provision into action. But the case laws, the judgments give us the insight that how to interpret them, how to understand them. In recent, there are many judgments of civil procedure code, criminal procedure code, on constitution, even in contract act. There is a judgment recently of G.T. Girish in which the Supreme Court said that the law which is written under section 23 of Indian Contract Act is same as the law written under article 13 3A of the Constitution, which says that law includes all the rules, regulations, notices, notifications, orders, bylaws, laws. So the phrase law which is written under section 23 of Indian Contract Act is same, contains the same meaning which is written under article 13(3)(a) of the Constitution. There is no difference between these two phrases. The law is same. So you can see the beauty of the judgments when you read these cases. The law which you are reading in the statutes are explaining you the intent of the legislature. But how to interpret them, you get this vision from the case laws, from the recent judgments, and there you get this real insight. So when you are preparing for judicial services examination, You need to go through the recent cases, recent developments, statutes, provisions thoroughly. It is a three-stage process: preliminary, mains, and interview. For the preliminary purpose, you only need to go through the bare acts and the case laws. Nothing apart from them is required. In the mains examination, there is a specific pattern which need to be followed up for each and every state. If it is Bihar, then different pattern is followed up. If it is UP, Uttar Pradesh Judicial Services Examination, then different pattern is followed. If it is Delhi, then a different pattern is followed up. Because each and every state follows a different pattern for the mains examination. And when it comes to the interview, and when it comes to the interview, the questions in the interview are asked under the sky. They can ask anything. They can ask anything which is in the recent or current affairs. They can ask about the law. They can ask about the provisions. So if you are preparing for the judicial services examination, you need to prepare yourself with each and every aspect of law. The syllabus concerned, the state which you are focusing on, if you are focusing for the Uttar Pradesh examination, then you must know the syllabus, the pattern, the scheme of questions asked, that from which section the questions are asked, which are the important areas to cover. So you need to select them all. You need to work them upon all. So judicial service examination and civil services examination is a very hardworking area if you are choosing or if you are thinking to prepare on. Then there is a field which we call as academics and research. Once you complete your law graduation, you can work in the field of academics. As you all are the students of college who are listening to me, so in colleges also there are various law teachers, good law teachers who are teaching you. So they also belong to the field of law and they are doing the excellent job. So the field of academics is nowhere less. It is in fact a very noble profession you can choose after completing your graduation. You can you can enter into the field of academics and research. After doing your LLB, BLLB, you can master your degree. You can master in any of the areas, be it criminology, constitution, IPR, family laws. You can master yourself in any of the degree, in any of the area, and then you can pursue or give the exam of NET, that is National Eligibility Test, and then you can come into the field of academics. You can do the PhD also, but the LLM is a must for coming into the profession of teaching, academics and research work. Then there are legal publishing and media houses which hires the law professionals, law graduates. After all, this is I in the beginning also I said that it is a area, the field which we belong to, the law field, is not confined to itself. Its roots are in all fields. Its roots are in all fields. It is spreaded allwhere. So many lawyers work for the print media like newspapers and magazines, electronic media like news channels. So they are working with them. They are sharing their legal knowledge with them. Many such things comes up, like government bills that are issued every year, the allotment of funds by the government authorities to different sectors, investment of big business tycoons in different sectors, and how it will impact the economy. It cannot be understood by common people. If any bill has come up, then how would the journalist or the journalism people would come to know? They have a very good knowledge in the field of journalism, but when the concerned issue is related to law, then definitely they also need some good law researchers, some good legal professionals that can guide them in the field of law, that what this bill is about. As you can see that few days back there were some laws which came on farmers. So for that, if they need to see that what all changes have come, is it better than the previous bill or is it not good than the previous bill, then how would they analyze it? They need legal professionals for that. They need some legal researchers which can guide them that yes, this bill has these advantages, these disadvantages. So every field require the legal professionals. Law is a dynamic world, dynamic field. And then there are many people who are associated with the human rights work. They are doing well with the different NGOs who are working for the human rights, for the enforcement of human rights. There are many activists. Governmental, intergovernmental, and non-governmental organizations hire such individuals. So some important careers in human rights are human rights lawyer, family lawyer, immigration lawyers who are working for the enforcement of human rights. So law offers you a variety of opportunities. Even there are public sector undertakings. Let me tell you, after you complete your LLB, you are a law graduate, you can give the exam of CLAT, which held every year. The process of enrolling, the process of getting selected in the public sector undertakings has now changed. You have to give the CLAT exam, and then if your ranking is good, the PSUs can hire you, can entertain your application of job. So then this is how you can enter into the public sector undertakings. तो जब आप अपना क्लैट का एग्ज़ाम दे देंगे एंड इफ़ यू आर हैविंग अ गुड रैंक इन द क्लैट एग्जामिनेशन result, you can enter into the public sector undertakings such as BHEL, ONGC, and Indian Oil. So all these undertakings are keen to invite the legal professionals. So, but for that, you need to choose the gateway of CLAT, and you have to prepare for CLAT examination, as the CLAT examination is no more easy now. The pattern changes every year, the scheme of question changes every year. So if you are thinking of entering into the public sector undertakings, then you have to definitely prepare well for the CLAT examination. And for preparing CLAT examination, there are various institutes, there are various books which you can rely on. So I myself belong to the Ambition Law Institute. I am a senior legal researcher here. I know how the things work, how I know the process of getting selected in examinations. So it is a very, very dynamic field, let me tell you. But after being a legal researcher in the capacity of senior legal researcher in the editing department, I have a personalized opinion that when you read law again and again, you interpret it differently. So, the very important thing for a lawyer in choosing it, all the career aspects, is to think and analyze their own strengths, their own weaknesses. If you are going to select any of the option for yourself after getting graduated, then you firstly need to work upon and need to analyze your own weaknesses and own strengths. If you are good in speaking, then you must enter into the field of speaking. You can enter teaching, you can come to the field of litigation, you can practice litigation, you can be a good teacher if you are a good speaker. But if you are good in writing, then definitely you can become a legal analyst, you can become a legal editor, you can join the academic team, research team. So you all know your weaknesses and strengths, and that is how you can work upon yourself. If you are good in public dealing, if you are good in public administration, then you can definitely prepare for the judicial services examination and civil services examination. If you are interested and if you like talking to people, resolving their issues, you are happy to hear their uh, problems, their difficulties, and you want to serve for the nation, for the society, then you can definitely prepare for these exams. These exams can take you to a good uh, good stage of life. Once you are a judge, you have the power to help people, you have the power to help the society. So if you are good in this, then you should start preparing for these examinations, be it civil service examination or judicial services examination. If you want to go for teaching, you are good in speaking, then you can move for teaching. So there are various career aspects. The main reason behind this webinar is only that law is not confined to in its own field. It has various options and its domain is spreaded and in all the fields, be it academics, be it research work, be it journalism, be it media, be it corporate sector, be it company. In every sector, every domain, the field of law is there, and the legal professionals, good legal professionals, are required. So I hope that I was able to explain you the career aspects in law, the areas which you can serve after completing your graduation. And I'm happy that I was live with you all the students, and I urge them that any area, any field you select for yourself, any job you select for yourself, any career you select for yourself, in a highly competitive world, you need to work on all. If you select to be a teacher, if you select to be a media journalist, if you select to be a civil service aspirant, if you select to be a judicial services aspirant, in all the fields, you require equal hard work. There is no negotiation in the hard work. So you have to work in every field equally, as in all the areas the competition has emerged. So whatever field you select, you have to work hard on it. But if you select it, then don't move back. Surely you will get success in that field, and I'm sure that if one is determined in its will, then no one can stop him or her. So I wish you all, everyone who is listening to me, I wish you all the very best for your career aspect, and that you do well and good and excellent in your fields, respective fields, whichever you select. So, thank you. I enjoyed talking to you all. Thanks once again.